How's it going, boys and girls? We're gonna give this another go. I did some fiddling, did some playing around. Hopefully, the stream will not cut out. If it does, I apologize. But that's just the thing, innit? Right, this is me. What was attacking us? So, last time you didn't miss a great deal, actually. I just ran up here and started defending for a couple of turns, and then enemies start coming in. And I think that is the way I need to get out. And all we need to do is start killing things. And I think that's what we'll do. Exactly like that, yeah boy. You are line of sight blocked. Where do we think they're gonna... Ah. Where else might there be nasty enemies? Let's come up here. I can give it a little shot, can't I? Missed at 14%, outrageous. You weren't supposed to run out into the open, you fucking mong. Yeah, you deserved that, Dietrich. Asshole. Get back behind cover, you arse. And then heal yourself. You idiots! Oh, 18%. There was someone else, right? Wasn't there? They trying to outmaneuver me. Holy moly, he's a big fella. The figure loping towards you is big, even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy overlapping plates. What you can see of his face looks raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched tight over his skull. He wears an expression of supreme confidence. Alright friends, playtime's over. All you Shadowrunners are the same, skulking, sneaking. Steal a vase or two from the museum, no harm. Maybe I'd let you scamper away into the night. But now it's too late for that sort of generosity. Visitors aren't welcome down here. The gaping maw of the minigun jerks upwards, an impatient gesture loaded with malice. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military-grade armor he's wearing, Wolf. Hardened against small arms fire. We'll have a tough time getting through it. I'm less concerned about the armor than I am about the minigun. Those things could tear a man in half. You have 3 seconds before I open the hose. Step out here and surrender, and I promise I'll make this easy. How about you drop your enormous gun and step over here instead? Funny. You're a funny guy. The orc's gauntleted fist tightens, and you hear the distinctive whir of his Vindicator's motor spinning up to speed. The barrels begin to blur as he wheels the weapon to face you. Uh-oh. Fuck. Right, they're both asleep now? Flanked and wounded. Okay. Let's get this up to... Good, he's now fully dead. Fully dead. Missed, because of course I missed. Why wouldn't I miss, huh? What's this? That was a lot of running. Well, shit. Just finish that guy off. Blocked by what? What are you blocking? Ow. Oh, Dietrich dear. Give me a little heal, please. And whilst you're at it, maybe... Yeah, you're no longer wounded, per se. Should we chuck that at him? Get him blown up. How are you blocking? I don't understand. Oh, survive for 2 more turns, apparently. I can probably do that. God, such a loser. He actually did some damage. Does no one have any grenades? Grenades would be lovely right now. Oh, what do you think? Should we, I think I might actually give her a bit of a boost. Let's give ourselves some more cover. The door unlocks with a loud click. Ooh. We can, like, get out of here now, right? I don't think I am going to win that fight. If I'm being strictly honest. Oh goodness. Who is that Dietrich? You do need to get out of there, buddy. Meantime, I will heal myself and attack him again. For fuck's sake, you're useless. Holy shit, how many of them are there? Can she get out? Yep. Out we go. Catch you later, boys. Igar rises from her corpse-strewn perch at your approach. From the look on her face, it's obvious that she's already sized up the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. The room was a trap. Oh, it was it? Igar grits her teeth and shakes her head. We can talk about this later. For now, we've got to get the hell out of here. It's only a matter of time before more of them come pouring out of that exit. Igar slaps the side of the van. Pile in, people. And Wolf, when we get back to the cruise bazaar, we're gonna have a little talk. Cruise Bazaar. Kreuzberg, home to nearly 500,000 people, and until very recently, Monica Schaefer. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, anarchy and control. It's also home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighborhood that locals call the Cruise Bazaar, a safe port in the eye of a storm. The ride back to the Cruise Bazaar is quiet. No one's in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glare of streetlights and neon signs plays across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colors. Soon, the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. This is as far as Berlin's chaotic streets will take you. Your team wordlessly debarks the vehicle and climbs down into a disused section of the U-Bahn tunnel system. A well-kept secret, providing your team safe passage into the Cruise Bazaar. Your safe house waits on the other side. Let's get inside. Can't have him fast enough, love. The sooner we get in, the sooner I can get drunk. You said it, buddy. You definitely said it. Right, what go on in this place? You step inside and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Something bad happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord, part dealmaker, part information broker, one of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Iger's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she... His face has gone ashen. He swallows, takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Something in the vault security system got her while she was jacked in. It was over in an instant. I've seen Monica hit Black IC before. This was something worse. Glory nods, her motion robotic and spare. Monica died of biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Igar thrusts a gloved finger into your chest. And this idiot stood by and let it happen. What do we do? Ignore it. Let it happen. She jacked in. She screamed and she seized. By the time we saw she was in trouble, it was already too late. Yeah, because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and micro-tremors are good indicators of a Decker in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those? No. If you had, my friend wouldn't be lying dead in a basement. Oh, shove off, Iger. We were all on the lookout for physical security, Wolf included. Throwing him under the bus isn't going to help anything. Under a bus is exactly where he belongs. Iger turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that. But you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough and you're going to get burned. Iger turns her focus back to you. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all of this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Iger. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Iger pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4? 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a Decker's brain in 5 seconds? Look, this won't... You don't have to answer that. Of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your That is enough. Amsel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Iger, you and Wolf can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he'd led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all still in danger. He pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we're dealing with. Let's review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. Monica lived long enough to say a name. Fjordschwinger. She fought hard to tell us. It must be important. Amsel seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The Fire Wing. This is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Gloria raises an eyebrow. The Fire Wing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experience the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You're far too young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Führerschwinger is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Führerschwinger was not. I'm probably really butchering that name, I'm so sorry. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Amsel takes a deep breath, slowly releases it. There's a haunted look in his eyes. Those were dark days. Countless men, women and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot even begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the Fire Wings brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. But it was experimental weapons designed by Dr. Vauclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire, and crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the SOX. The event was called the Dragonfall. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Vauclair as a hero, our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised I've never heard of it. Those early years of the Awakening were traumatic, Iger, not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public. And in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Vauclair and the Fire Wing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Führerschwinger is a bit of historical trivia and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about some long-dead dragon. Iga sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas as to why? Amsel's voice trembles with frustration. No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is ancient history. Führerschwinger has been dead and gone for 42 years. But there's one thing that I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. I'll look into this, and I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy, for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he'd had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I'll see what I can find out. Did you know anything else during the run that may be of value? The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. Amsel nods. That much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret. The owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? That's all we've got. That's not much. Amsel nods. His face is drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. We're still missing something. Who paid for this? Amsel looks pained. I do not know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. His face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-State political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause. Anything for the Flux State. He sighs. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that was all it took? Sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Yes, most definitely. It's clear that Green Winters had involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably going to rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. There's a man here in the Cruise Bazaar, a Turk named Altug Burakazi. He owns a little soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Chesver. Oh, these names are killing me, fuck. This man is also a purveyor of information. I've done business with him from time to time. And you think he would know something about Green Winters? Amsel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altug. One of his people had been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. Pragmatic. Sounds like it's about time I pay Altug a visit. Yes, tell him I sent you. I'll do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Oh my god, a bear, dog, tiger. That is exciting. Also, let's calmer it up, baby. What do we want? Not charisma, willpower and spellcasting, right? Calculate the chance to hit with magical attacks. What's that? Chance to hit, and that is chance to hit. And reduces chance to be hit by enemy magical attacks. Makes sense. Wolf. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Not yet. Then please continue working. We need to find that man. Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there's still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Wolf, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing, and I've got a fallen comrade to drink to. Yeah, to Monica Prost. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn and walnuts, with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Wolf. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Why do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Rhine-Ruhr megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there a good many years, successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. Oh, what should we say? I don't know if, like, there's a legit story and I just don't know what it is. Time for change. I don't want to say that one, though. Fucking hell. Like, a member of my old crew betrayed me. Ain't that a pisser? I can handle all sorts of things, but betrayal always makes me see red. Oh, okay. Here we're defining our past. There were extenuating circumstances. If he didn't do what he did, his family would have paid the price. That's rough, but it's still on him, not you. He should have been more careful. What did you do? What could I do? I faked my own death. It was the only way to save his family's life. Wouldn't have been my choice, but good on you, I suppose. All the same, Wolf, saints don't tend to last very long in this line of work. Trust me, I've watched enough of them by it to know. Okay, so you faked your own death, bailed on the rest of your team, and made your way here to Berlin. Dietrich takes another pull on the bottle. Am I getting that right? More or less. There wasn't much left for me in the Roblex. And Monica made me a hell of an offer. Ah yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After a moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you a question. Just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. What do you want to know? Oh, why do you want to know, even? Monica was my friend. I cared about her. Dietrich shrugs. I don't know. I guess that I just want to get to know her better. There were some areas of her life that have always been a mystery, and if you could shed any light on them, I'd be appreciative. I knew Monica well enough to know what you mean. She did have a mysterious way about her. So what was the deal between the two of you? Don't leave me in suspense. We were very close. Dietrich nods. Figured as much. Not from anything you or Monica said. I just had a suspicion. Well anyway, good on you both. Dietrich raises his bottle to you in salute. She was a wonderful woman, and I hope your time together was happy. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle is almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. Dietrich takes a final pull on the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Hello, little dog. As you start towards the safe house, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh shit, Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago, turned into a full-blown howl, wouldn't stop, kept... He closes his eyes. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Scratching behind the ear. Dante leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog's going with you, Wolf. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished with Altuk, mein Freund. With a little luck, He can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor. And now, I think we should all take a moment. His lips tighten. For Monica. Let's come in here and... Oh, the dog's following me! Cute! What have I got in here? I have nothing! Iga glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She certainly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader. You're wrong about me, Iga. I intend to prove that to you. She stares at you for a moment, then looks away. Best of luck with that, Wolf. Now please, leave me alone. Not just yet. There's something else I want to say. Alright, but make it quick. We need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push this on me, Wolf. One of these days, we're gonna hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. Alright, but the conversation isn't over. It is for now, fearless leader. She turns away. Do us both a favor. Take the hint and go away. Iga does not like me very much, huh? Glory is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy loadout of cyberware. From head to toe, she looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation, all of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Wolf? Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as always. Can I help you? I can do something with spellcasting. Use astral perception to read Glory's aura. Yes. Without shifting your attention away from Glory, you allow your consciousness to partially slip into the astral plane. As your third eye opens to the hidden world around you, you feel the familiar tingle of dormant senses awakening. The room that you're standing in slowly shifts to match its true nature, a lifeless expanse of grey, ugly and cold. Your own body, however, explodes into a swirling chaos of scintillating colour. As the astral plane shimmers into view, you focus on Glory. You can still see her with your corporeal vision, her delicate frame, the bulky cyberware that breaks her silhouette, the faraway look in her eyes. But laid over the top of her physical body, there is a slight shimmer, her aura, damaged though it may be. The chrome that Glory is sporting has really done a number on her. Whatever she may have been before she went under the knife, her aura is now reminiscent of the room she's standing in, a cold, dead thing, mockingly sculpted into a facsimile of life. Somewhere within that mutilated aura, a shred of humanity awaits, but finding it isn't going to be easy. Suddenly, Glory's body language changes. The look on her face is somewhere between suspicion and alarm. I got something in my teeth? You're staring. With an aura this shredded by cyberware and surgery, it's going to take a minute to gather any useful information. Just trying to figure you out, Glory. What do I say? You've got a lot going on beneath the surface. Fuck it. I imagine that we all do, yourself included, and yet you don't find me gawking at you. As Glory speaks, you continue to focus, sifting through the void left by her vintage chrome and find the tatters of her original essence. Finally, you catch a glimpse of colour, a flash of her true self, and behind it, something else. In a reflexive panic, your third eye slams shut. The hidden world of the astral plane disappears from view, but an afterimage of what you saw remains, twisting in your mind. Glory is, or was, magically active. The shred of her essence that flitted past your vision left you sure of it. What's more, you wagered that she had real power once, terrifying power, of a sort that you can only guess at. All of this was surprising, but it was what you saw behind her aura that chilled you to the core. There was something connected to Glory's essence, a metaphysical tether stitched onto the fabric of her soul. It reminded you of a leash. You can't say for sure what was holding the other end, but whatever it was enormous and ancient and cruel, and you can't shake the feeling that, as you looked into it, it stared back at you. Trembling, you find yourself back in the mundane world. Glory is still staring at you, her neutral expression ever so slightly tinged with annoyance. Hey Glory, how you holding up? Don't worry about me, I'm solid. You sure? You look like you're a million miles away. I'll be with you when it counts. Right now it doesn't. Any thoughts on what we should do next? Find our missing client, extract some answers. Beyond that, find another Decker. Monica won't be easy to replace. Best start looking now. We need to talk about what I saw in your aura. I knew this would happen. Look, my aura is my own business, and none of yours. Understand? Agreed, but the thing I saw was tied to your aura is as much my business as it is yours. It saw me, Glory. It saw you? That's what you're worried about? A shrill laugh escapes from Glory's lips. You'll be fine. Want to know a secret? It's been watching you for your entire life. You just never knew that it was watching until now. Some of us have bigger problems. For some of us, it takes a more direct interest. But I fixed that problem years ago. She gestures down at the vintage chrome that riddles her small body. The interest is still there, but it can't do anything about it anymore. Not unless I let it, so drop it, okay? She pauses for a moment. The hard expression on her face softens. Look, I understand that you're trying to help me, and I appreciate it. I do, but I'm not ready to talk about this yet. Maybe when we know one another a little better, okay? Until then, just give me my space. Is that it? Nothing else? We've got a job to prepare for, Wolf. I don't have any more time to talk. Hit me up after the run if you like, but for now, I need space. Boo. Come on, my new BFF dog buddy. What's over here then? Anything to collect? Anything to pick up? Where is my loot? Huh. It wants me to go down. So I obviously go up, right? See if we can find any useful loot and whatnot. Not in here, we won't. This fucko. Hello, who wants to talk to me? Hello, who are you? Samuel Bruckenbrucker. At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there's kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, elf. Can I help you with something? Couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it that you run a charity of some sort. He nods. Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as? Give me specifics. He clears his throat, then begins to count off on his fingers. In the past several years, I've established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of the Cruise Bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. This is true. He nods to the orc at his side. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the Cruise Bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and do all of the hundreds of other little things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They're my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear she idolizes Beckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I'll bid you good day. I don't wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. 15 assorted orcs and trolls? Does that mean the other races aren't welcome within your organization? That's taking a rather narrow view of what we do. Yes, it's true that my assistants are all members of the goblinoid races. It's also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangers, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. I hire only goblinoids because mainstream human society has created a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orcs and trolls of the Cruise Bazaar deserve a workplace where they'll be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn a desperate person away, regardless of that person's metatype. Even humans, the most privileged of all races, are welcome at our door. Isn't that what's most important? Your use of exclusionary language is telling. Even humans are allowed? Please, my friend. He shakes his head. Don't make this into something it isn't. Who the hell are you to question Samuel? What have you done for the Cruise Bazaar? No, there are more important things to do than argue about this. He nods at you. I'm sure that his heart is in the right place. Now please, friend, there are many tasks that demand blah blah blah. I'd like to talk to you about your organization. Please go on. Are you accepting donations? Yes, of course. We're actually desperate for them, truth be told. People seem more intent on taking care of themselves than they are in providing for the less fortunate. Of course, these concepts are not unrelated. As poverty rates increase, so does the crime rate. Assisting the needy increases the quality of life for all. In any event, our shelter has some basic needs that desperately need to be filled. The walls of the shelter are not insulated, and new blankets would go a long way towards keeping our guests healthy and comfortable. Ideally, we'd like to purchase some space heaters as well. With 250, we could make the purchase. Whatever you could spare would be most appreciated. How much do I have? 1,250. Sure, why not? Fuck it. This is incredibly generous. Generous? Thank you, my friend. No big deal, Sam. Do good with it. With this donation, we've reached our first goal. Thank you so much for your kind assistance. I will put your contribution to work stocking the shelter with blankets and heaters. It's alright? Please, do not downplay your contribution. You have shown kindness at a time when few others will. That means something. It means a great deal. We're not accepting donations at the moment, friend. I'm still working on putting the money that you've already donated to good use. Give us some time, and we'll set a new goal. But for now, spend your new year on yourself. You deserve it. No questions. I'm just passing by. God, I'm such a good guy. Well done, me. Before you stands a troll, though it's a stretch to say he's standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by two vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch under one arm. His body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. If you know Monica. Sure, I know Monica. You one of hers then? There's something you should know. Something happened to her on the run. I'm afraid so. There have already been whispers. I had a feeling besides. Monica almost always comes around after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue. And now here you are in her place. So she's either severely wounded or outright dead. Which is it? I'm afraid she's gone. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetics complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. I'm Wolf, by the way. Good to meet you, Wolf. The name's Alexi Lane. What's your place in the Kriz Bazaar? No place, really. Just an old relic rusting away. Okay, bye then. Good talk. Nice chat. Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see them. 7 what? What do you have to care for? The captain's children. The Mother Superior says there are 7. She says I'm to be governess to the children. You notice the chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life virtual constructs. I need money to get back to them. This story sounds familiar. Captain Von Trapp is well known and respected. The poor dear lost his wife, and the children, their mother. A child should not be without a mother, and a mother should not be without a child. Have you seen the captain? Look, do you know Monica? Monica? Is she one of the sisters at the Abbey? No, wait. Monica. A flicker of recognition fights through the haze in the young woman's eyes. Yes, Monica. She's good to me. Brings me food to eat and tea to drink. Not anymore, sweetheart. Despite the woman's persistent delirium, she seems to glean the meaning from your tone. She died? I'm sorry, she did. The girl grips her head with a claw-like hand, tugging at her hair as if she might pull her brain out through her skull. I don't like this, but I can't switch it off. The girl's frail body shudders and her eyes grow large, but she does not sob. Instead, she smiles a sad smile, which looks to have been worn all too often. She will go to heaven, she told me. It is a place for good people, stillborn babies and childhood pets, and she was a good person. The girl then begins to mumble to herself, while fingering the hair that covers the jack in her head. I'm going to step away now. Yes, good. I need to rejoin the children. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold, Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artist has welded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach, a small, grimy monitor at the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Hello there, I'm Herbert Kunzel, the creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Statue name. This is my tribute to Victory, the victory of anarchy. It is both a citation and parody of the statue we destroyed some 20 years ago. You may remember it from the history trids as the Siegsaul, or the Goldelfs. Installation history. Isn't it obvious? The Siegsaul, a monument to the hubris of the Prussian state, gets blown to bits. So someone takes a lot of bits and builds a monument to the hubris of anarchy. I mean, what more is there to say? About the artist. I am visionary Herbert Kunzel from the Lindwurmer. You might know me from... Okay, well, there isn't much I'm known for. Yet. But I intend to change that. All art is born from misery, after all. Cool, let's go answer the phone. It's an old, obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. Yep. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. The Shockwellenrator's contact for this keys is no more. Wolf is listed as a follow-up contact. This is our only secured line to the keys. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. The shock Wellinator's contact for this keys is no more. Wolf is listed as a follow-up. Keys. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one you might find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the Matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought-after information returned to this location. Okay. So was there a quest or not? Was it this? Pay data? A valuable shipment of antiquities will be arriving soon in the Seattle docks. Maybe, who knows? Not me. I think that's everything up here that we can interact with. Let's have a bit of a wander over here. Where's that? Triage Cyber Clinic. Hello, Cyber Clinic. Dr. Xavier Esquibel. As you approach the elf, you notice that he's in mid-conversation. His lips move rapidly, and his voice comes out in a low, quiet tone. The glossy plastic shell of a high-grade comlink glints on his wrist. I'll be polite. You step away from the doctor and wait for him to finish. Soon enough, he presses a button on his comlink and looks up at you, a $1 million smile on his face. Sorry about the wait, my friend. Welcome to the Triage Cyber Clinic. He extends his hand to you. I'm Dr. Xavier Esquibel, and your name is... I'll tell you my name, sure. Wolf, a pleasure. Pleased to meet you, Wolf. What can I do for you today? I need cyberware. What have you got? So these things cost essence, which I believe... I think the less essence you have, the less, like, magical you can be. From memory. Useful for deckers and riggers, spies and infiltrators. Deckers and riggers, and +3. I don't need any of that shit. What about medical supplies? What do you sell? Just medkits. Meh. Look, I gave a charity a lot of money. I can't afford to buy medkits for myself. Who's this? Zach Flash. This elf has clearly seen better days. His skin's weathered and emaciated, as though it's been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms, and dirty bandages wrap around his knuckles. Despite all of this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freund. You have some magic, because Zach Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish, is your magic man. Magic? You a street mage? Zach lets out a throaty, barking laugh. Street mage? Me? Do I look like a street mage to you? He shakes his head, but his smile doesn't waver. He fishes a small bag of pills out of his back pocket and dangles it before your eyes. No, chummer, I'm not a street mage. I've got the magic in my blood and the magic in these bags, but you won't catch old Zach studying any spellbooks. Well, in that case, let's talk about the magic you've got in that bag there. What have you got? Oh, a little bit of everything. If you've got your Zen and your Hyper, your Nitro and your Nova Coke, if you want it, I've got it. Zack leans towards you and lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. I've even got a special concoction of my own design, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're serious about getting high. So you want to conduct a little business? What's the deal with the special concoction? Flash's grin broadens even further. His mouth is disturbingly large, and there's something menacing about the sight of those two white teeth. This is the real deal, chummer. A proprietary blend, designed and delivered by yours truly. Pharmaceutical-grade kamikaze cut with genuine spirit residue from the tur, and then mixed with my secret blend of herbs and spices. It's the Colonel! He produces a small packet filled with iridescent purple granules from the pocket of his dirty jeans. You want to get high? Buy some Nova Coke and throw yourself a party. But if you want to soar, you got yourself some flash. So, conduct a little business? What's with the bandages on your hands? Zack snorts out a short burst of laughter. He waggles his bandaged hands in front of you. Oh, these? Nothing much, chummer, nothing much. Tussled with a spirit back in Amsterdam. You know, we elves are very spiritual people. Oh, come off it. Elves are not, on the whole, any more or less magical than anyone else. I'm in a position to know. Zack lets out a short, barking laugh. Oh, come on, stop denying yourself. Embrace the power inside of you. You've got the mojo just like me. Accept it. Flash lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Between you and me, my mojo is stronger than any corp wage mages. Take those rat scum bastards at Aztechnology. They cast spells all day and all night, right? Fire this and lightning that, just tossing them around like candy. Right. Well, me? I'm just doing my thing, not casting spells. I'm storing up my energy, saving it. Can you imagine how much magic I have? I don't think that's how it works, Zack. Trust me, friend. I have secret knowledge. He slowly turns his head from side to side to give you a good look at his upturned ears. Like I said, it's in the blood. Okay, Zack, I trust you. Can we do some business now? Well, I am a businessman, and I suppose that you're a customer. Who am I to say no? Okay, so you have some drugs. Perfect. Anyone in here want to talk? No? The Romani patriarch is an impressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy, with the stench of pipe tobacco. Tarvin Bakstale, elf. You're here to conduct some business. If so, I welcome you to Metback Arms and Ammunition. If not, keep right on walking. I was actually hoping to ask you a few questions. You make a purchase, you can ask as many questions as you like. The corner of his mouth twitches upwards. Make a big enough purchase and who knows, I might even answer a few. So what'll it be? You buy some guns or be on your merry way? See what he's got. He's got a lot of guns. A lot of stuff in general, really. But I can't afford any of it because I gave all of my money to charity. Wow. A dancing girl. What was that? Dancer's bag. Tip the dancer. Yes. Did that do anything? Apparently not. I think we came out around here, right? So I guess let's go down here, see what's in this section of the platform. Exactly the same as the last place. Sweet F all. There's a guy called David, though. A pair of round eyes peer up at you from under the hood of a grime-smeared winter coat. You recognize him as David, one of Crow's Bazaar's street kids. If you had to guess, you'd place him in his mid-teens, though it's difficult to tell beneath the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs, chasing her heels like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for the kid. Ahoy, Wolf! I've seen Monica around. I've been looking all over for her. She's dead. The kid blinks, a blank expression on his face. I'm sorry, kid. We all are. Yeah, look, I want to be alone right now. That was maybe the bluntest I could have been. Hehehe. Right, what we got in here? Absinthe. Something about the young elf behind the counter makes your breath catch in your chest. She's lovely to look at, but it's a strange kind of beauty. Her eyes are large and luminous and impossibly green. As she looks at you, you can see that her irises are flecked with iridescent gold. Hello and welcome to Agenon's. Perhaps I can help you with something. Oh, this is Agenon. He's the guy from the first game, right? As she smiles up at you, her eyes fixed on yours, a curious feeling of weightlessness fills your chest. It feels as though you're floating in a warm, calm sea. A gentle current pulls you closer to Absinthe, and the sensation is pleasant. As you drift, the golden specks in her eyes begin to move. Yeah, look away. Marshalling your strength, you manage to avert your gaze, breaking Absinthe's stare. All at once, the floating sensation dissipates, and your consciousness snaps back to its normal state. What was that? What happened? My fault, my apologies. Sometimes, when I daydream, I bring others along for the ride. It was unintentional, yes, but there was no harm done, correct? You'll be fine. I'm going to stand in the corner for a while, what? No harm done. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go stand in the corner for a while. That is definitely the one that I... Absinthe keeps her eyes hidden from view. Please excuse me, I have work to do. Greetings, young elf. The elf's voice is smooth as silk and rich as clotted cream. Something about him instantly puts you at ease. I'm Agenon Halfdream, the owner of this establishment. In my shop, you'll find only the finest in magical paraphernalia. Now tell me, how may I serve you? I got questions for you. You're in luck. I have a great many answers. What kind of magic do you practice? Shamanic? Hermetic? Personally, the true kind. But I sell goods tailored to all traditions. In my shop, we do not discriminate. What's your story? How long have you been in Crow's Bazaar? I have many stories. Stories of dancing spirits and raging dragons, of unchecked magic and swarming chaos. All these stories are true. As for the Crow's Bazaar, I've always been here, quietly peddling my wares. It's a simple life, but a good one. Now, is there anything else that you need to know? What's the deal with your assistant? There's something funny about her eyes. Absinthe is a friend, nothing more. She helps out around the shop when the fancy strikes her. She is nobody's assistant, and I am no one's master. You haven't answered my question. He pauses for a moment, considering. I believe that they suit her personality. That also didn't answer my question, but whatever. Can I see what you're selling? +1 willpower and... Oh, I want some of this. Oh no, I don't have enough money. I gave it all to charity. Oh no. Oh no. That's all spirit summoning and chi casting. Conjuring I don't need. Strip armor, get armor. Flamethrower. That sounds fun. Do I get myself some clothes? Oh, 305. 5, 6, 7, 8. I could. Shall I get myself flamethrower? And... Yes, boy. Yeah, look at me now. Thank you, Ajibanon. If that is your real name. That is the safe house, so this means I have been everywhere. Have I spoken to... Yeah, I have. I think this is the last person. Malitz Hoyle. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen trid screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Welcome to the Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I'm in the market for something exotic. What kinds of tech do you carry? Anything and everything. Need a new deck? Some software perhaps? I'm your girl. She taps her painted fingernail against a molded plastic of her data jack. Or maybe you're a rigger like I am. Perhaps I can interest you in a new drone or two. Well, all sounds whiz to me. So what you got? Okay, cool. So this is just a place where you buy shit for everyone. Amazing. But, however... Why can't I save? Let's go in this cafe. Why can't I save outside, but only inside? How strange. I was going to say, thank you for watching. The good news is, as far as I can tell, the stream hasn't crashed. Which means I might, maybe, have fixed the problem that we've been having with the stream crashing all the time. Hooray! But I'm going to go now. It was lovely to have you all with me. Please talk a bit more next time. Ha ha ha. Take care. Bye bye.